Now, today in Cartoon Breaking News, the highlights of the channel, they are actually greenlit a Ghostbusters anime series. We talk about that later on of this channel. The second highlight, the showrunner of Solar Opposites wanted to do a crossover with Rick and Morty. That could actually happen. We talk about that later on. And the third highlight of the day, a Kickstarter of Potter have started. If you've seen the animated party, or are you gonna promote it? And plus so much more, like the animation strike coming soon. Besides that, before I get started, my name is Rachel. I like to talk about animation, not just animation, just reviews, first impressions, cartoon theories, and sometimes, if I have some spare time, cartoon breaking news. Of course, you'll like how it's going and like to help my channel, pull like, comment, and subscribe. That's the only thing you need to do. If you're not, that's fine too. But you do, thank you, because of you, I am getting close to my main goal of 2,000 subscribers. And I am getting close every single day because everybody put like, comment, and share. Thank you. Now, let's start with the first cartoon breaking news. Now, our first segment of the day is from Kazuka/X on Twitter, posting something very interesting. They post from the 35th anniversary of Pathfinder, the animated film, will be re-released in Japan September 20. Over 100 theaters will show this film, or OVA, because if you don't know, Pathfinder supposed to be an OVA and they made it in a movie later on, but some of you are wondering, what is a Pathfinder, or what is it about now? And to clarify and simplify, it's basically Pathfinder is sort of a cop sort of drama kind of show, but specifically using Gundams, how Gundams or robots kind of fit in society, how society would use them. And they have a special task force of cops taking down people who use robots and technology to do criminal things. And you follow the misadventures of this sort of sector who does kind of solve problems with robots. And that's basically it. It is sort of have this sort of drama, but it leans a little bit more in comedy because it asks that question, what the robot do in the city? How did it fit? Ironically, it fit, they're kind of useless. And that's sort of one of the main jokes of the series because it is a drama comedy, but sort of trying to figure out who is the traitor, who is this, who do this crime, figure it out. But mostly they focus a little bit on the drama and a little bit of drama and a little bit of the comedy. But it's one of those series who's sort of underrated because sort of how it mishandled. It was super popular in Japan, but never really popular outside of Japan. You do see translations, no subtitles, and once in a while dub, but he never really find his audience outside. It's kind of sad because the series is actually pretty fun. But besides that, they decided in the anniversary, give it the 35th anniversary treatment, given 100 theaters to watch the movie, at least the first Pathfinder, because they made another movie or another OVA that kind of doomed it because the second one kind of was not that good and destroyed the interest here in the West and everybody else except for Japan because after that the anime series was successful, but if I'm correct, it didn't they did not dub it or translate that much. So yeah, it wasn't that huge, but you may heard it if you're a Gundam fan. It's something that is a little fun. It is. At least watch the first OVA. It is translated, but other than that, I have to say, kind of sad we don't have a second chance here in the West to see people actually enjoy this. I don't know you. You heard about this? You're excited? Maybe you have a chance to rewatch this? Tell me down below. Let me know. Now let's talk about the next cartoon news. Now this comes from Toon Hive, specifically posting Ghostbusters got a new anime series greenlit by Netflix. For right now, don't know much details about this new anime series. If you don't know, this is probably the third anime series they actually made. And they don't have the title of the anime series, but the other two give you a consent maybe what they gotta pitch on. The first anime series called The Real Ghostbusters, and some of you are wondering what they call the real Ghostbusters is because of the rights of the title. The title of the Ghostbusters, they do not own it. Sony do not own it. They bought the right of that name, a completely different show. So to not be confused and also not have more paperwork, they just call it the real Ghostbusters. Just sort of fun fact if you just sort of confused. But the second show that was called the Extreme Ghostbusters, that was sort of, in my opinion, underrated, and some of the fans kind of hate it because they don't got the original cast. It's a new team, and I'm okay with that because it feels more refreshing. I do recommend to watch Extreme Ghostbusters. It's extremely underrated, and still is a good series, but it only lasted 2 seasons. But I do recommend it. Now, the third of anime series of Ghostbusters, we don't know what's it called, but 100% sure called The Next Generation or Reloaded Ghostbusters. In fact, pitch me your title of this new Ghostbusters anime series, because remember, they do not have the rights of the Ghostbusters, so you have to be creative with the name. And what is your pitch of this name? And second, are you hyped? Are you excited? Or are you nervous because this is Netflix has a habit of one season cancel it or 2 seasons, but it actually is one season cut in half. Tell me down below what is your emotions of this. Now let's talk about the next cartoon breaking news. Our next news is from Cartoon Empire, posting on the Twitter account /X saying Into the Woods will be released in France in theaters on 2023, and this film was nominated for a film festival called SIDA in 2024, but they didn't win, but it was nominated. Now, what is Into the Woods? What I read and understand, Into the Woods, you follow a kid in France trying to visit their grandmother that something is wrong with her. During this time, they have to stop for a second, and their parents started accidentally left their kid on by themselves in the city. And the kid decided, you know what? I'm going to find my family. I'm going straight to the forest to meet them in my grandma. And that's usually the adventure starts, because during that time, he actually bumped into a fairy, a frog, a cloud, and a troll. All of them that attempted to help him against Ultron, the character who attempted to destroy the whole forest. And that's sort of the pitch. And I actually found has a rating of this film. They give it around IBM 6.8. I think it was 6.8. It was 6.7 out of 10. And that's not that bad. It's basically 7 out of 10. It's a decent film. But of course, I've not heard of that much, so it's sort of a okay film, I'm guessing. But I read some articles did say it's a very fantastical film that is enjoyable. Nothing that much, but I did see the trailer just to understand what this is. And you know what? The trailer is kind of impressive. Even that it is a little bit low budget on purpose, because when you watch the trailer that you can find on YouTube, it's basically sort of like CGI, but they attempted to do it a little kind of cutaway. I mean something like the Spider-Verse, kind of stuttering, but using 2 different animation styles. One CGI and attempt to mimic kind of claymation a little bit, but it also cutaways to 2D animation. Thus, the image or the imagination are a main lead, and that's basically what it looks like. It looks pretty good and decent, but I'm not sure the movie is amazing. It's something to at least put on your list to maybe see it in the future or rent it for $2 to see it, because this type of films usually they get made for a different country, but when we get it, it doesn't get promoted enough, or just one trailer and that's it. Hope you can actually find it on your YouTube rental section or other places you rent movies to see it. But other than that, put in your pin. This could be actually kind of good. Not amazing, but good enough to be entertained. At least that's what I hope. In fact, anyone who actually watched this film can tell us down below, is it any good or not if you understand French. But besides that, now let's talk about the next cartoon news. Now, another one from Toon Hive kind of sad news, Rachel Lillis, the voice actor of Pokemon, specifically Misty, Jessie, and Jigglypuff, who actually passed away of age 46, battling with her cancer. And unfortunately, she passed away. But I was sort of surprised she voiced not one but several characters in Pokemon that I wasn't realized the original first run of Pokemon, specifically Jessie and actually Misty was voiced on the same character, so it's surprising how talented she really is. But unfortunately, she was sort of muscled out of the industry because it's sort of different people bought the brand and they didn't want her to basically hire her because they want a new cast. In other words, she was sort of retired, but she did a strong run over her career. But unfortunately, she has passed away. But we always remember her performance of the first couple of seasons of Pokemon and other performances if you remember. But other than that, how you felt about this? You're happy she has a good run or not? Tell me down below. Let me know. Now let's talk about the next cartoon breaking news. Now, another one from Kazuka kind of surprised me. They posted it on their Twitter account slash X and also their own article. It's not about information, but just the trailer they post. It kind of is incredible because according to them, this is the first trailer for a new anime series from China. They have promoted over 60 new anime series, and this one is the one who stood out the most, called Pause. And it's basically a very ambitious 3D CGI Chinese anime series from the same director and company who made Deep Sea. And you never heard of Deep Sea? I don't blame you because Deep Sea is very erratic. That you can watch the trailer on YouTube or the channel slash Twitter account of Kazuka. They post both of them just to clarify what they're talking about because Deep Sea was very out there. The CGI just sort of kind of realistic, uncannily, and they try to get that human texture right, but they did it on purpose to make it a little bit uncanny. In the movie of Deep Sea with the original director who made it, it is a good film, but the only problem is you'll be confused because how erratic and fast it really is. It has a reason to do that. To the very end, it shows you what's going on. You just like, oh, I won't ruin anything, but just saying, oh, you click what they're trying to do. I just leave it at that because I have the twist that everything sort of makes sense. But besides that, if you did watch Deep Sea, if you like that movie, of course, 100% sure some of you just hate it because how erratic, but it makes sense what happened to the end. But he made this ambitious TV series or animated series of a new character that honestly I can't tell you much. It doesn't have a good description because everything is sort of Mandarin, or at least what I understand is basically a kid who playing games, and the game sort of grabs the kid and force it inside the game, and that's what at least I understood in the trailer. But the art itself looks amazing because they attempted to get that sort of realistic kind of human features that is could be uncanny valley of did it wrong or did it right. And to me, it leans to a little bit more right because it doesn't. I never feel like disgusted because usually they make uncanny, realistic human faces. It just you want to like say ill or why you do that. This one feels more probable, not probable, more comfortable, that sort of realistic kind of view. They know how to make certain things realistic motions or facial features that just does it right. And this is the thing. You watch this trailer, you're thinking, oh, this is an animated movie. Alright. You realize, no, this is a animated series. Yeah, I was sort of surprised because it is very ambitious. But of course, it's sort of up to you. You've seen this trailer on Kazuka because it is impressive. But I can't really say so much about it because, once more, you have to understand Mandarin. But to be fair, I went to the website to hopefully they describe what's going on. But they didn't either because it's still first trailer. But the first trailer is very impressive. It's something that I do recommend, especially from the director of Deep Sea, because the guy always trying to surprise the audience, give you something that you think, oh, this is terrible. Why am I spending my time? Till you watch the very end, you just realize, oh, okay, that makes sense now. And that's the thing. He tries to one up himself, trying to be sort of nice Shyamalan with anime series, but an interesting twist or interesting point of view in other words. But other than that, have you heard Pause or you seen the trailer? If you want to see the trailer, go into Suka's website or on Twitter. They posted on their Twitter account, in other words. But I got really nothing else to say. Now let's talk about the next cartoon news. Now another one from Cartoon Empire posting on the Twitter/X, posting something very interesting. They made a movie from France called Panda Bear in Africa. They actually earned $241,706. At least that's what I assume an opening weekend on France, and globally won 1.8 million $899. That is just kind of bad. I mean, it is kind of bad, but once more, I don't know the French equivalent or what was much it cost to make this movie. So this could be a bad thing or a good thing, but I'm leaning into the bad because it's only earned had only a quarter million of opening weekend, and usually you have to make at least 6 to 7 million to actually be a little bit okay. I'll make seven, so I could still make a couple more million, like 20 or 25. And that's not completely bad. But this is really bad. But to be fair, this animated movie does not look good. In fact, I went to see IBM sort of ratings. They give it 5.9. And wow, that's not good. And I see some of the images in the trailer, it doesn't really look good either. But of course, how I keep watching this feels made for a very young audience. That the whole story of what I read a synopsis here in IMD is basically a young panda in China travel to Africa to make friends, hippos, gorillas, and say his best friend who is a dragon, and just join the journey to make other friends. And that's basically it. Nothing really that fancy or interesting or well deep storytelling. But once more, I guess this made a very specific audience, a very young little demographic for little kids, like 5-year-olds or 3-year-olds. But I'm sort of surprised they actually post this in Cartoon Empire. That I'm 100% sure no one will actually watch here in the West, only for babysitters who have to take care of the little kids. In fact, do you actually knew this actually was coming, or do you care, or you prefer just go to the next cartoon news? This is just waste of time. Tell me down below, let me know. Now let's talk about the next cartoon news. Now another one from Toon High posting something really fun. Sort of opposites producer Mike is open to a crossover with Rick and Morty. In fact, this is heavily a strong chance to actually happen. This is his own words. Solar Opposite is kind of like the little sister of Rick and Morty. I'm so ready for this crossover if it led us to actually do it. If it does, I'm super hyped and I will officially do it. Hopefully one day. But besides that, are you interested to see a Solar Opposite and Rick and Morty crossover? Because they are the same creator who made it, same art style, same humor, but completely different direction. But that question, if the fans actually want it. In fact, I actually want it. In fact, I do believe Solar Opposite is a little better than Rick and Morty, in my honest opinion. You can disagree with me down below, that's fine too, but this is a strong possibility because Solar Opposite, it is continuing on in Hulu in the 5th season, and I think they have 2 more seasons, so yeah, if this keep going and just won't got cancelled, there is a very strong chance we'll have a crossover because of that specific reason. Because the longer it is, the more stronger and more arguments they have to make this happen. But it's up to you. You think this is possible or not, or if you want it, tell me down below. Let me know what your own opinion. Now let's talk about the next cartoon breaking news. Now this is from Too High from the Twitter account /X, posting on the first trailer of Dragon Prince Season 7 will be a new season premiere on Netflix on December 19th. And I saw the trailer. The trailer looks hype, I'll be honest with you. But to be fair, I kind of lost a little bit of interest of Dragon Prince, especially I have mentioned on, I don't know which cartoon breaking news I talk about. I think last one. But besides that, if you're still interested, because people are still watching this, even that, in my opinion, season 4 kind of ruined it, and season 5, 7 of it to me still stop watching because they are dragging the story too much. And this is the reason why I kind of lost complete interest. But it did not destroy the fan base because people are still watching. This is a high view content of 5,742 people who watched this and have 175 likes and 33 retweets of this trailer. People still are excited, but I don't know you. I don't feel the hype they used to have last couple of seasons. Maybe they kind of dropped the ball a little bit. I don't know you. How you felt about Dragon Prince? Are you still watching, or you stopped listening because you just lost interest? Something like me. Once more, season 4 submitted, they lost their touch. Season 5 was so boring I had to drop it because it keeps stretching the story. But that's all I actually can say. Tell me down below how you felt. Now let's talk about the next cartoon breaking news. Now, this is from Toon Hive. They dropped something on their own Twitter account /X, posting season 2 of Jurassic World Camp Theory is premiering on Netflix on October 17. They set the first image of basically one of the characters using a phone escaping a T-Rex. And that's all we know because let's face it, Jurassic World Camp Chaos Theory was actually pretty good. The first season was really good. Of course, some people are kind of miffed it's not as strong, or miffed their ship didn't make it. But other than that, it's still good. It's still fascinating. People still talking about Jurassic World because it is a good anime series. Camp Chaos or Theory Chaos, whatever you want to call it, it's good. Of course, are you hyped? Or you want to see more? Or you some people just didn't like the first season? Maybe the second season will nail it. Tell me down below. Let me know. I got nothing else to say. Just one thing. Let's talk about the next cartoon breaking news. Now, this is from the fans who love Villainous. Alan, the creator of Villainous, actually posted something on his Twitter account /X, posting something very fun. One of the things he posted saying, and a day I actually was sort of researching something secret. I can tell you, I found something interesting on one of the old files. One of the files is sort of a reel, sort of defining what misseed movements will actually be. And he showed like about 8-second reel about Missy movement, how she moves, how she acts, define that specific character. Of course, he does ask some feedback. What do you think about this sort of kind of first draft of Missy, her movements? Do you think we got her right, or you think we need a bit more work? Tell us down below. And that's pretty much it. And the sort of the reel that he shows is just her moving and talking, and she got a pretty good movement and reactions what Missy actually is. Of course, we don't know if this is a facial delete scene, or he's just saying this is basically a reel testing out how Missy movements, and it looks pretty good. I mean, there is, I don't know, I don't have any feedbacks to tell everybody, just enjoy this. Anything new leakage of any animated news from Villainous is asked for because we're still waiting for the next 5 episode locked in the vault of Cartoon Network, and they just won't release it because they're building hype for the next seasons that they greenlight and working on. So yeah, we just waiting for the next 5 episodes, and hopefully this was sort of gives give us more time and more hype for the next 5 episodes. But other than that, you've seen the reel. Tell me down below how you felt. And now let's talk about the next cartoon breaking news. Now, this is from Cartoon Broom or Cartoon Base, I'm sorry, posting the sort of schedule of Disney of Pixar movies and Disney movies coming up soon off the slate. But be known, do not rely on this schedule because sometimes they need to change, something happens, the work is not done, or something happened to the voice actor or director, and they have to do some changes. Just be aware to not be assessed with that specific date. But besides that, we're going down on the list. It's not a long list, it's just about 5 of them. The first one is Sarah Elliott. The first one will come out in June 13th, 2025. And this, if you don't know about Elliot, it's basically this sort of kind of accidentally chosen to become sort of the representative of human race by accident. But we don't know how they actually happen. You just see the trailer and kind of get what's going on. But besides that, are you hyped from Elliot? Now, the second one that I have probably the most confidence called Hoppinger is basically this sort of kind of Bieber who got brain swapped by the scientists to get more observed in the Bieber universe to see how they actually think. By doing that time, someone else attempted to destroy the forest and the lake, and Hopper trying to convince the Beavers what's going on and stop this person destroying their own home. At least that is the pitch that could be changed later on in the future, but Hopper is actually coming out March 6th, 2026. Now, Toy Story 5, honestly, there isn't much story to tell about it. It's supposed to come out in June 19th, 2026. But what I heard is the pitch. Basically, they're having an invasion of basically Buzz Lightyear again. But they sort of old pitch they had. They're not sure what to do with it and decide to make it on basically Toy Story 5. And a lot of people were heard online are groaning and feel they're sort of wasting their time of expanding more story of Toy Story 5. But once more, it's up to you if you think this is a good idea or not, especially you see some the art sort of images and what the idea they're going to, because one of the art images, if you can find it online, basically is Bonnie lost interest of toys and using iPads, and the Toy Story gang basically accidentally figure out to escape and basically fight a bunch of zombie toys, specifically Buzz Lightyear, and that's sort of the idea or pitch of the film. Of course, just to remind you, some of the ideas had to be probably changed in the near future. For right now, just look up for more updates if the ideas are changed or releases. But once again, it doesn't give a lot of confidence. Now the third one doesn't have the third one. I mean, the fourth one does not have the date, and this is The Incredibles 3. It doesn't have the idea or pitch. They just are working on, but still the status not yet being released. But other than that, that's the one could be a good film, but we don't know when it's gonna come out. Especially you have the director of the first one coming back, making the third film. Honestly, we don't know if it's be any good, any new information, or which date. But it possibly come out in between 26 or 27. It sort of depends. They can take it out before that date. But other than that, the second one and the final one that is the most mysterious one is that the untold named film possibly come out in June 18th, 2027. We don't know what this idea is. Does it have a name or a pitch or anything? But it possibly could come out that specific date. But hopefully it'll be an interesting one because let's face it, Disney being a little weird. Let's face it, not just weird, just doesn't know what to do with their own IP. It just want to repeat it while actually trying something new. Yeah, I mean new ideas, not regurgitate the same ones over and over again. But I don't know how you felt about this. Are you nervous to see this, or you hopefully anything will be at least decently good? Tell me down below your opinion. And now let's talk about the next cartoon breaking news. Now, another one from Tunghai posting a release date of Flow coming to theaters on November 2022. Now, if you don't know what Flow is, it's sort of like a CGI animated movie about a cat who lost his home. Yeah, I don't mean his house, the whole a town of rivers, and he started landing to his boat, living on other different animals, but each animal don't like each other, attempting to sort of figure out to survive on this boat. And believe it or not, people who actually watch this, at least IMDb, actually give it 7.4. That's actually pretty good. Usually, I'm sorry, IMD are actually pretty fair because it's not like Rotten Tomatoes that it's just sort of one up with the other one, just piss off the other side. But this one is more destructive. This was actually tell you what he thinks. But even that, I am actually interested because the whole thing, personally, they do not talk. They just look at each other, figure out how to escape. Yeah, I think this is the reason why not a lot of people enjoy it or like it. Depends on you. You have to sort of reinterpret it. But it seems a really good movie. Not amazing, but fascinating. This is up to you if you are actually interested in watching this film. Just to clarify, I have not seen this film, just sort of what I am chirping online. But other than that, you have seen the film. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Are you interested? Are you gonna watch this on here on the West? Tell me down below. Let me know. Now let's talk about the next cartoon breaking news. Now, our next cartoon news is from Ashley Toonhub posting something very interesting that Hoppers and Canada Hat will be the release in the same theaters and also the same day, March 6th, 2026. And the question is, which one you're gonna watch? Or which one you think is the one who should push back that the other one actually has the chance to get their money. But interesting enough, the people who commented on this specific questions, they're thinking more like cat hoppers. They're thinking they probably use the other one to hop the other one up, using that sort of same thing from Barbie in Hammerhiker or Himihikaru, kissing the other film, the Nolan film that he was super hype about from the atomic bomb. That thing I'm talking about. They think you probably do the same thing, and this is what people are basically coining the cat hoppers because they want to make this work. But the only problem is Barbie and the Nolan movie of that time were two specific different films, two completely random groups of people. Each film is targeting on, and this one is targeting on the same group of people. So yeah, I don't think it's gonna work, but I like the enthusiasm. I like cat hoppers. Do you enjoy the coyness? You believe both films will hype people watching both of them, or you prefer to just want to move so one can actually breathe and make their money and the other one also, or you just don't care, you watch both of them in the same time. I know you probably watch both because I'm a critic. I also love animation. I will give it a chance, but it all depends of the trailer. And both trailers are hype or are that good, then yeah, I'll watch both. If one of them is bad and one's better, I prefer the bad one just reschedule like later on and to watch the good one first, or vice versa. Depends who blinked first of the release date. But up to you how you felt about this. Do you actually care? You watch both, or you're in the kind of hype train trying to promote it of cat hoppers, promoting both because you want them both to succeed. Tell me down below what you think. Now let's talk about the next cartoon breaking news. Now, I'm a little bit hyped about this specific news because it's a fun news. This is from ToonHive posting that is someone called the Rudy Gamer who wants to remake of Wacko Swish or re-wish of the whole animated movie. If you don't know what I mean reanimated or re-wish, basically it's sort of thing in a cartoon community that depends what type of IP or community follow that specific IP. They do sometimes, not all the times, reanimate the specific episode or movies. Like the first Shrek movie, that is sort of a reanimated one They use over, I think, 100 directors or 50 directors, something like that. They each one got 2 minutes to reanimate of their own art style. And believe me, it is a trip. It's something like you don't really expect what kind of art style, what kind of direction they take. Sometimes it's live action, other times it's animated, sometimes just CGI, other times it's just puppetry, or other times it's just a scene and two people talking. It's just so random that it's just so entertaining. And they actually are preparing to make a reanimate Wacko Wish using the same audio, soundtrack, everything for free on YouTube. At least that's how it works. I'm kind of glad that the networks or the companies never shut this sort of IPs. At least not now. Depends how they feel, or depends how popular this reanimated thing actually works. But you know what? I'm hyped. Hoping that they get enough people to do this fun project. In fact, are you a fan of Wacko's Wish? Of course, tell me you're wondering what is Wacko Wish. Basically, it's the sort of only movie they made on Animaniacs. It follows the two Warner brothers and the Wonder sister having to sort of be poor, broke. The sister Dot got sick, and Wacko makes a wish to actually have the money to save her little sister. But there's this evil tyrant who wants the wish and also the money so he can have to himself. But this whole thing is just one big parody of every single cliche of the support people trying to survive and this evil world trying to take their own thing. And that's basically it. It's just a mockery with the whole cast of the Wonder Sister and the Wonder Brothers and their co-workers making this sort of project. It's just very fun, very fun. You can watch it. I think you can watch it on the Max streaming service. I think they still have it there, or you could buy it online, whichever. But it's still a fun animated movie. Of course, it's up to you. Are you gonna watch this reanimated project? Tell me down below. Let me know. I got nothing else to say. Just let's talk about the next cartoon breaking news. Now, another one kind of fun news from indie news outlet, specifically Indie Animation Network, from their Twitter account /X, posting something fun, specifically promoting official cover art for the Amazing Digital Circus fan short called Cosful by Sideways. If you don't know, Cosful is basically a character seen in the beginning and the intro, or also end of the second episode of Amazing Digital Circus. It's a character that has a lot of questions. We don't know who he is, but he used to be good friends with the rest of the cast till he got basically broken, in other words. But there is a fan who are trying to attempt to answer that question. Who is this character and what happened to him? So they decided to do sort of their own interpretation of a short film, or like the 7 or 4 minute episode of Cosful. And it's up to you if you want to see it. Posted this come out this Friday. I'm actually recording my video on Monday the 14th, and this come out Friday the 16th. So I probably give this information a little bit late because I'm dropping this on probably Wednesday the 21st. So it'll be at least a week late. In fact, have you seen this short? Do you like it? And I'm not sure I'm gonna review it, but depends. If this short is that good, I probably will talk about it. Maybe. If not, I probably just maybe text it or something like that, or tweet it about it. But after that, it's on your opinion. Are you hyped? Because the poster is tight. It's someone who actually is completely competent in what they're actually doing. But it's up to you. You watch it because it's a fan-made one, or you watch it because you're a fan and you want to see his or her interpretation on Cosful. Tell me down below. Let me know. Now let's talk about the next cartoon breaking news. Now, the next cartoon news is actually from What on Netflix. It's sort of a fan-made Twitter account who basically posts a lot of different dates in animation, also live action and movies from Netflix. It's not an official website, but it gives you a lot of information of what's going on with Netflix. And one of them, they list all the animation things from the family preschool, and just normal animation. And the list goes like this. The first one is sort of currently lane of sort of a musical, I guess, animated series or movie. I'm not 100% sure. I have never heard of that one, so it's up to you if you're curious. It will come out on August 19th. Hot Wheel Last Rush Season 2, September 9th, is about Hot Wheels. I have never watched it, but I heard it's sort of fun little thing. And also, the next one is The Bad Guys Hunt They Hunt, October 3rd. That makes sense because it's a Halloween special, but at the same time, 100% sure a lot of fans are not hyped because they hated the last Bad Guy special because it wasn't like the movie, or at least the art style. But you have to realize it is a TV special. They don't have the budget, so they have to work what they have. But be fair, if you don't know, the first special was directed of the creator of the book of Bad Guys. It sort of shows he still doesn't have enough experience to focus on animation. Hopefully, I don't know he was doing the second one special. If he is, probably better. Hopefully, we just don't know. But it's up to you if you want to see Bad Guys Haunted Hunt October 3rd. Now, the next one is actually called Marty Monster Wheelies. It's basically a kind of capriccio car show full with monsters, and that's the only thing you need to know. That one come out on October 14th, and I think that was sort of a special, but it doesn't say it's a special. So just uh, look it up if you want to actually have more interest. But it's for little kids. But besides that one, you also have Jurassic World Chaos Theory Season 2, October 17th. I did talk about my last segment, so yeah, I won't say much about it. The next one is sort of another one from Barbie called Barbie Mysteries Ghost House Situation, November 1st. Honestly, up to you. Are you a fan of Barbie? You're gonna watch that, I guess, movie? And that's the best way to describe it. But once more, it's not a Barbie movie. You expect what it is. It's just a Barbie. But besides that, let's talk about the next one called, now this one is Wondrous Season 2, November 18. If you don't know what's Wondrous, Wondrous is sort of a preschool show, so it's not much to talk about. But the next one it also is Pokemon Horizon Season Part 4 will come out November 22. Once again, not much to talk about because it's Pokemon. You know what's going on. If you're into Pokemon or not, it's up to you. And the next one is Creature Cases Chapter 4 on December 2nd. Another, it's not a preschool, it's sort of a little bit more older, but once more, it's not for everyone, it's just sort of an educational show. And the next one is something that I already talked about called Dragon Prince Season 7 will come out December 19th. And also the last one, and the last that we end off with, especially Child versus the Underworld, that Titmom made animated series about a kid who has magical powers, but trying to hide it and trying to be low in a high school to not stand out because if she shows her special abilities, the evil king of the underworld wants her power. So it's the only way to live is sort of be a normal child. And that's sort of the pitch that will come out not specifically winter 2024. It does not have a specific date. It just says winter. It's up to you which one is your hype or not. Yeah, I guess in this sort of response of sort of the situation what happened to Netflix that was sort of hacked about every little new anime series, and they just say we are sticking to their guns. Then release it when they have to be released it because once again they're the ones who's in charge, but they do not own the properties completely. They are the different partners. So they know they need to stick in the release. Some fans, if you don't know, want them to release all the animated projects were leaked sooner, like Arcane and other different animated projects, because they were afraid they would leak it out and kill the hype and kill the franchise, just because some people just went their own way just to leak it out, just be impressive. But all of that is up to you. You want to support it or not. Now has one question. Which show you actually want to see? Tell me down below. Let me know. Now let's talk about the next cartoon news. Now, our next news is specifically the animation news strike. That basically the animation guild is attempted to renegotiate their contract on the 16th of this month. Of course, I am recording on Wednesday, 2 days before the date they actually have negotiated. Right now, everybody is hyping, everybody trying to convince them we can do this, we can renegotiate their contract, has a better deal, better pay, and at least have insurance for all the animators. They work hard. If you want to help out, just tweet about it and retweet some of the things when going on and the strike. You can find all the information on the Animation Guild or follow other well-known animated creators because they also supporting this event. Now that's all the information I have. It's just all hype. Hopefully it goes right. Hopefully they treat the animators fairly, pay well, and stop giving their animated jobs for outside outsourcing. I mean, it needed sometimes, but not 100% of the time. They have to pay the animators. But besides that, how you feeling? Are you supporting or not? Tell me down below. Let me know. Now let's talk about the next cartoon news. Now, our last news of the day. I do apologize, there are not enough news today, but this is the last one. Basically, it's from Kickstarter, specifically the project called Pieces of Potter. You heard me talking about it. In fact, I have reviewed it, a Pacific pilot of the first episode on my channel. You also can see the pilot episode you want to see how the show really is from YouTube. But besides that, they actually released a page on Kickstarter. It's basically setting up. It's not yet started. They don't give the date yet. They do all the paperwork and all set up, not yet. But if you want to help, you want to just actually make a small note on it. If you're one of the people who help out in Kickstarter, just to let you know, they are starting one. Right now, they don't have the date when the page will be open. For right now, everything is just prep. But some of you don't know what is Pieces of Potter. Pieces of Potter is basically you funnel to not just to multiple characters, but the first character you follow is Potter, and the whole deal is dealing with sort of social anxieties, dealing with falling friendship, and how friendship fall apart. Think of it as sort of slice of life drama, but a Western take of the animated sort of kind of slice of life, but done in sort of kind of pixel animated game sort of way, specifically sort of kind of like a DS game for the 2000s kind of graphics. They use that the sort of the style and the sort of vibe they give out, and believe me, it is good, especially the drama, how Potter how to deal with her abandonment. It's specifically sort of her mouses with her new friend called Marcy, who has the same issue but completely different because Marcy has a different point of view how her friends left her, and dealing with that she just sort of shuts down. It doesn't let no one in except Potter because she sort of kind of force herself in if you watch the pilot, but not on purpose. Is that Potter really needs a friend, and hopefully she help her and her help her to become more open to friendship and other people. It sounds cheesy, it is, but it really works. It's something I do recommend and hopefully motivate someone to at least give a donation and Peace of Potter. If you're not sure, watch the pilot or go on Kickstarter because it kind of directs you straight to the pilot episode if you are interested or not. And that's basically the last cartoon news of the day, which you're very, of course, I have to admit, I do apologize. There are not enough cartoon news of the week. Usually I have good ones, but for right now, everything's just sort of slow and dead, especially what's going on with the animated strike and the negotiating. You know that sometimes it takes longer because everybody focuses on that. Other than that, what you think of any news, or do I miss a specific news you think was very important? Tell me down below. Let me know. I got nothing else to say. Just thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye.